Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Somewhat Minty podcast. I'm Matthew Garrison,
And I'm Simon Moore.
and today we're going to talk about why Weezer is the worst band.
Okay, starting with the Red Album. What good songs do they have in that?
None.
Pork and Beans?
Pork and beans. Who likes pork
Who
and
likes
beans?
pork? They're both bad.
I'm a vegan. I don't eat
My
beans.
religion says I can't eat either.
The Blue Album, gross. Say It Ain't So. Nobody cares about your stepdad's alcoholism or
Nobody
your
likes
father.
blue either. And that's
Yeah,
such
like-
a bad color to choose.
I know, the Blue. Ugh, Blue Album. And the Sweater Song. Bro, what kind of virgin nerd do you have to be to sing a song about sweaters?
Honestly, bro.
That's just stupid. And that's not even started about the Black Album.
The newest
God.
one, bro? Is that even a real Weezer album?
I wish it wasn't. Weezer should have stopped making music before they even started.
Well, then we wouldn't have Latitude, the greatest thing to ever graze this earth.
Ratitude is pretty good. I mean, but that's really, it was carried by Lil Wayne. Let's be real.
Lil Wayne's involvement in one song made the entire album 100% better.
Although I will say, I'm Your Daddy is a very good track.
Very
Rivers
respected.
really outdid himself on that one.
He really did. Tripping down the freeway.
The Girl Got Hot.
Can't stop partying.
It's been over like a month since we made a podcast episode.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're gonna have a regular schedule. We're gonna commit. We're gonna figure this out.
We're gonna get it done every single week. We didn't.
And then there was actually the first week that we missed. Like we didn't even realize until like Friday night, right?
Yeah.
I called you
Simon?
Friday night. I was like, Simon, what day of the week is it? And you didn't say anything for like 10 seconds, and you were like, the podcast. So I had that little like apology video thing that I made. And then the next week, I was at my grandmother's in Stony Point, and I was actually here at my house for one night with my cousin Jason, and Simon was upstate at the time. But we were actually going to record the podcast with me and my cousin Jason instead of Simon, and then we didn't.
I
Not-
thought you did.
Yeah, not for any like reason or anything. We just like woke up the next day and we're like, let's just go back to Stony Point. We don't need to be
Let's
here.
just not do that.
And then the week after that, I was at camp. So it's been
It's been a good bet.
Yeah, it's been- we missed 3 weeks in a row, so it's been a month.
Yeah. Pretty long time between episodes, but
Yeah, episode 4. We're back and we're better than ever. I'm wearing my glasses. I just realized I haven't worn my glasses on the podcast before.
bro, I haven't worn glasses.
I don't think you've worn a hat on the podcast before either.
No, I don't wear hats normally, bro.
We're switching up the style today, ladies and gentlemen. We got glasses, hat. You know what? Let's switch.
All right, welcome back to the Somewhat Minty podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Garrison.
I'm Simon Moore, and my head's too big for this hat. You look good in glasses, Simon.
Thanks, bro. You look good in the hat. I like how it's just...
It's resting atop my head. It's not. I'm not wearing it.
It's just there.
It's a top. I mean, it's adjustable, isn't it? I don't want to mess
Yeah,
up with
it's adjustable.
with
You're
your with your sizing here. I also can't see anything right now.
Bro, it's so weird to look out of glasses.
Well, that's because your vision is. I don't want to say it's good because I'm pretty sure you don't even have good vision. Like, don't you need glasses and you just haven't gotten them?
Not as far as I know. I really hope I don't need glasses and didn't know. Because that would be pretty bad.
Maybe you should take a trip to the next time you're getting a physical.
It's a good idea. I feel like I have pretty good vision.
Don't they give you an eye test?
For free, yeah.
Yeah, at the physical anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's stick track. I can't even see you.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you're gonna get a headache, bro. And if I squeezed that onto my head, I would have gotten a headache.
2 headaches just from swapping a tire.
That's the price we pay for fashion, for fascism. I wonder if anyone's ever made that blunder on like live television before, saying fascism instead of fashion.
That's honestly a really good question. I bet somebody has. It has to have been done at least once.
Yeah, like on like Ron Paul's Drag Race or whatever. It's like, oh, she's so good at fascism. Wait. You know, okay, I got a funny story. I might have already told this to Simon, but I actually don't think I did. So when my cousin Jason was down here, me, him, and our friend Oscar were all going to go bowling. And we were just hanging out at my house beforehand. And I read a lot of political books. We don't really talk about politics on the podcast ever, but I own the doctrine of fascism. Now I'm not a fascist, but I read it because I was interested in it. Okay, buddy. Anyway, so I own it, and I think Jason picked it up, and then Oscar grabbed it. He's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna pick a random page and read the first thing I see," and he just goes, "I turn myself into a pickle Morty. I'm Pickle Rick." God, that did like psychic damage to me, bro. I was not prepared for him to say that.
Bro, nobody's ever prepared for Pickle Rick. That's why he did it. Did you ever watch that episode?
I never like watched Rick and Morty. Like I saw a couple episodes of it at like Cooper's house once, but I never like sat down. I was like, I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty.
My uncle
Yeah.
is so into Rick and Morty. He owns all of the Lego collectible figures.
Like a collectible Rick and Morty thing.
He's got one of the Rick and Morty sweatshirts. He had his wife paint him like Rick and Morty, the Pickle Rick and all that on a plate, because she started selling plates with paint on them. Right?
Not like she just splashes paint onto the plates, like.
And it just so happened to look like Pickle Rick. Bro, every single day I was up there, I watched at least one episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, this is the Glens Falls aunt and uncle. Oh.
Yeah. Which aunt and uncle did you think?
I don't know. I have
The
a
ones
lot.
in Colorado? I have two.
No.
I've got the ones in Colorado, and I got the ones upstate.
I've got the.
Oh, okay.
It's the roaring water's talking. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. It was coming anyway. I figured I'd make a joke out of it.
Bro,
It was
do they
very
have
rude.
a Minecraft episode of Rick and Morty?
I don't doubt it. I'm looking at a Minecraft Lego set right now. Actually, I'm looking directly. I don't know if you can see it behind the dollhouse.
Damn. Yeah, I see that.
You're not talking in your mic.
Yeah, I see that. Are you gonna die on podcast?
Yeah. We're recording my death.
It's some good content.
If I tried to do that, I'd get a mouthful of spit guard. Oh, let me talk in the mic. Oh, this is
Are
bad.
you okay?
I was laughing when I had water in my mouth. I inhaled it.
Yikers. Bro, I hate getting water in your lungs. It's such a bad feeling.
Yeah.
It just hurts, bro.
Bro, you want to hear the biggest meme ever?
What's that?
So you know how me and my cousins Jason and Jeanette will hang out together and play D&D whenever we can, because Jason lives in South Carolina, so we don't see each other very often. It's like for the 4th of July and for Christmas. Those are like the 2 times we see each other. Anyway, there was a solar eclipse this year.
Yeah.
But it was like very like you could only see it in Chile and El Salvador, I think, whichever one is also down south.
Sounds about right.
I don't really know my South American geography. You'll have to forgive me, but so she was there, and that was on the July 2nd. So I went down on June 30th or 31st, whatever the last day of June is. I think it's the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Jason got there on like the 3rd, so I was just at my grandmother's until like
For like a week?
for like 4 days. Well, my cousin Justin, Jason's brother, got there on the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, Jason got there. Yeah, Jason got there on the 3rd, and then we immediately hopped down to Newburgh to go bowling with Oscar. So when we woke up on the day of the 4th.
You guys went bowling?
Yeah, well, no, we went bowling the night before, but we were here.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Jeanette spent the 4th of July, otherwise known as America Day, in a foreign country. Like, that's kind of cringe, bro. And that's like... And okay, I'm mostly joking, obviously, because she couldn't really control where she was, and
It should be against the law.
it should be against, if you're an American citizen and
You're
are not
in America for the 4th of July.
you are sentenced to death by firing squad by 21 gun salute.
Could they all shoot you instead of just one?
But so anyway, she did not come until June 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And on June 5th, I had to work. So, and they had they were both graduating, so they had their joint graduation party on June 6th.
Yeah.
So I picked up Jeanette on June 5th. We all hung out at our aunt's house for like 20 minutes, and I had to go to work, like, immediately. And then, by the time I got out of work, it was 2 in the morning, and my mom said I wasn't allowed to drive myself down to Stony Point. And, so I just drove back to Newburgh. I slept here at this house.
Yeah.
Then, at literally, you have to keep in mind, I went to bed at like 2:30. I woke up at 6 in the morning and immediately drove back down to Stony Point.
Did you just wake up by alarm? Or
Yeah, by alarm.
Okay.
No, I just didn't sleep. I immediately drive back down there, and of course they thought I was coming back after work because we were gonna play D&D. So they stayed up all night, or until like 3, waiting for me to get back. So when I got there, everyone's fast asleep. So I'm like, okay, well, I was actually locked out. I had to call my aunt who lives above my grandmother to ask her where my grandmother kept her keys so I could let myself in. But what the hell was I saying? So anyway, I just ended up falling back asleep at my grandmother's house, and then we went to the grad party, and then I actually, and this was, at this point it was Saturday. The next Sunday I had to go to camp. Like, I had to leave Sunday morning to go to camp. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're just not gonna play D&D because I got to go to this grad party today now, and then I have to go to camp.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, that sucked. I guess we gotta wait till Christmas to play D&D in person again. But then at the grad party, my mom's like, you can stay the night if you want. You just have to drive yourself back really early tomorrow. And I was like, hell yeah. So we stayed up until like 3 in the morning playing D&D.
Bro, that sounds like a good time to make.
Yeah, but it sucked because the thing is, for the 4th of July and Christmas, and this was circumstances out of anyone's control. I'm not blaming anybody for this, but it just sucked because normally we would have like a whole week to just hang out, and we would play D&D like that whole week.
Yeah.
But we had literally one night. But, you know, for Christmas, I don't even know, actually, because they're both going to be in college, so I don't know how that works. And neither of them are going to college in state.
Isn't there a break during that time?
Probably, but, like, I don't know if they're going to come down for Christmas or not.
Where are they both going to college?
Jason's going to the University of South Carolina,
Okay.
and Jeanette's going to the University of Vermont.
Okay. Vermont's
East of here.
okay, yeah.
It's directly east of New York. I'm going to college in New York. I don't know if I want to go to SUNY Purchase, but even if I don't, I want to go to a SUNY school, you know, because they're cheaper.
Yeah, and then don't all of your like credits from the college courses.
Yeah, because I took
go to the thing?
a couple college courses through SUNY Ulster, so if I go to a SUNY school, they will transfer.
Yeah.
They just might transfer if I go to a non-SUNY school, and they probably won't transfer if I go to an out-of-state school. But anyway, most of that is besides the point. Actually, funnily enough, SUNY Purchase, the college I want to go to, is right across the river from where my grandmother lives. So we're kind of looping right back around to there. So what did you do when you were upstate?
What did I do when I was upstate?
Yeah, I never asked you.
We went to the beach a lot. Right.
Swag.
It was
Like
pretty
beach
swag.
on the lake?
No, beach on the Hudson,
Oh.
like on the river itself.
For some reason, I thought you were like by Champlain.
No, we were
Or-
up by Lake George. We were
Yeah, Lake
supposed to
George.
go there, but we didn't since it was packed,
Yeah.
like on July 4th.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we just went to some other beach on the Hudson, because upstate, the Hudson is so nice, and it's like actually clean.
Yeah, because it gets polluted from the city.
Yeah, so you can like drink the water and stuff. That's pretty swag. What else?
Oh
did
yeah,
we
it's
do?
a freshwater river. I always forget about that.
Yeah, isn't it actually fresh and salt in like different parts?
Yeah, near the because it goes into the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So near the southern parts, it's definitely more salt than it is water. That's not. I didn't mean to say that. It's not more salt than it is water. I meant it's more salt water than it is fresh water. Yeah, this Hudson River by the city is just salt.
It's all salt.
It's just wet salt.
That's where they get their salt.
Well, that's why New York City is such a populated city, is because there's all the jobs harvesting the salt.
Yeah, but we also have this big barbecue.
That's why they call it Salt Lake City.
Salt River City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Rivers.
have this.
Rivers?
Cuomo? Ooh.
Cuomo, the governor of New York? Oh, it's all looping back around, dude.
Bro. It sucks that they aren't related, because
I
that
know.
would have been funny.
It's funny whenever I see a headline where it's like, Trump dares Cuomo to run against him in 2020 election. That was from like 2 years ago. But I always think of Rivers Cuomo, the front man of Weezer. So
Running
it's
for president.
running for president. I'd vote for him. No, I
I'd
wouldn't.
vote for it. No.
He's not a stable man. He's a Buddhist. Did you know that?
He's a Buddhist?
Yeah, he's a Buddhist. He doesn't swear. I think he's a vegan or a vegetarian.
If he doesn't swear, then how come he did in the Black Album?
Yeah, that's actually, he said he didn't swear, but I think now he's like very more lax about it. Like, he used to be like, I'm never going to swear ever, but now he's like, yeah, I don't like really ever. I don't really have like a desire to, but if I'm gonna do it in a song, then I'm gonna do it in a song. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
it but like in like the early, even like late 2000s, they're like from 2000 to 2010, maybe even a little later than that. He was like, no, like no swearing.
Christian server.
Like the 7 truths. Is that Buddhism? The 7 truths?
It sounds like it would be. It sounds Buddhist.
Something about like the 7-fold path, like the 8-fold path, or something similar to that.
Yeah, that definitely sounds.
I know he's a vegan or a vegetarian or something like that.
I didn't know that. I thought he ate the meats.
No. This wasn't, but like, he
Why
only.
make a song called Pork and Beans then?
Yeah, exactly, right? He eats his candy with the pork and beans, but he doesn't even eat pork.
He's a hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite.
Rivers Cuomo, hypocrite.
And he started all this in like 2005, and Pork and Beans was written in 2008. So what's the truth, Rivers Cuomo? If you're listening,
We're asking
Rivers.
you. Rivers.
Rivers Cuomo, who's watching the Somewhat Minty podcast, episode 4. What's up, man?
What's the truth?
Why are you singing about eating pork and beans when you're a vegan? Because I think you're a liar.
What's up with the swear
That's another
words,
thing.
bro?
That's another thing he says. He says I don't lie ever. He lied. Well, actually, he said in an interview, he's like, it's tough. You know, what's the difference between lying and creative storytelling in a song?
Ooh, okay.
Like, he's like, no, I hope they can't hear my family yelling upstairs right now, or stomping around. But he said like, well, if I am presenting a song, am I even presenting it as truthful, or is it just a story?
Okay.
Like it doesn't mean this even happened to me. Like he even has one of the lyrics in "Feels Like Summer" from Pacific Daydream. The line is, "I'm a Libra if it matters," but he's a Gemini. He's not a Libra.
That's actually very, very interesting.
Although he writes his songs in Microsoft Excel, I think.
Does he?
He writes it with a spreadsheet. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not gonna sneeze.
Oh.
Changed my mind. But he has like all these like phrases like sorted by syllables, and he literally writes his songs. Like all the songs on the Black album were written in a spreadsheet.
That's so weird.
It's interesting though. That's
It
for
is.
sure.
Does he like just write them all down and he's like, okay, we'll use these at a later date?
Yeah, I think the White Album was the first thing he did. But he would write any sort of idea that he would, like if he thought of the phrase like Tennessee William and Willard Heisman boots.
Yeah.
He would write that down, and that eventually made it onto Byzantine on the Black Album.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think he said in an interview that somebody texted that phrase to him, and he's
Okay.
like, "That's a song lyric right there. Put it on my spreadsheet." And then he has a computer science degree from Harvard.
But he uses Microsoft Excel?
I don't know if he uses a spreadsheet. He might have wrote the program for the spreadsheet for all I know, but
He created his own spreadsheet for his music.
he might have. He's a Harvard grad. He's like a genius.
He does not seem like he's a Harvard grad at all.
And I know it's so funny. Like, oh, Rivers Cuomo went to Harvard. It's like for like classical music studies. Like, no, he was actually a computer science major.
science, guys.
That's
so weird.
He was actually in Harvard during the Pinkerton era in like the late 90s, and he became a recluse. He painted his walls black. He grew a beard, and he said that people on campus wearing Weezer shirts wouldn't even recognize him.
That's so. Oh, dude, he was playing music while doing college?
Well, no, he was actually. They were not on tour. This was after the Blue Album came out, before Pinkerton.
Okay.
And when he was writing songs for Songs from the Black Hole, which is an album that never actually got released, they
Yeah.
said released Pinkerton. He said like the only time I would write lyrics was while I was waiting for my food to heat up in the microwave. That was like the only free time he had because he was always just studying.
Yeah, because I was going to say, running a band while in Harvard doesn't seem like it's very possible. Because that's
Yeah.
like, you're constantly on the grind so that you don't
Mhm.
fail
Yeah.
and then waste all of that money.
hmm
Because Harvard.
I think he got in for like being Rivers Cuomo. I don't think he was paying.
So they just.
And even if he was, he's Rivers Cuomo. He's a millionaire even then. So
Yeah.
like the Blue Album was insanely successful.
And
I
then he
don't-
just went to Harvard.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to Harvard now.
I thought you meant like he went to Harvard like right out of high school.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think he went to college out of high school. I think he just moved out to Cherokee Bay in California from Virginia. You know, he was actually raised in a Buddhist cult sort of thing, and he abandoned Buddhism and then went back to it.
Like an actual cult?
Yeah, it's like I think the Wikipedia page uses the word cult, but I think that's very interesting. But he moved out to Cherokee Bay with his band. I think it was called Avant Grande something. It's something in Latin. But he was like a huge control freak back then. Like there's a story from somebody who was in his band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he went to a party and he smoked, right?
Yeah.
And he went to band practice the next day, and he wasn't like high. He smoked weed, by the way.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think. But
I was assuming.
yeah, and he wasn't like high or anything. But when he got there, like Rivers was like sitting down. He's like, "You have anything you want to tell us?" It's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, well, we heard you smoked at a party last night. Are you serious about this band? Like, he thought like they were gonna be rock stars, and they needed to take it completely seriously. They had to dedicate their lives to this shit. Like, he was a massive control freak back then.
Bro, that's the opposite of what almost all rock stars have been, bro.
I know.
Because they all just go out and they do the partying. And then they all get insanely high and stuff, and then they all die from heroin overdose.
Yeah, it's gonna happen to Mason Ramsey. Remember when Mason Ramsey was first getting popular, and that was like our favorite joke? We're like, Mason Ramsey's gonna go off the deep end.
Bro, I completely forgot about that.
We were like,
That
yeah,
would be so funny.
if he goes, Mason Ramsey goes off the deep end. He's collaborating with Lil Nas X, bro.
Bro, he's really extending the time that song's been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, all of the different things he's done with just that song, what has he got? He's got the original thing,
Yep.
right? And then he made the music video.
Yeah, and then the Billy Ray Cyrus one.
And then the one with, yeah. And then he's got the one with the 4 people.
Yeah.
And then there's a second one with the 4 people that's animated or something.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one. But it's just so weird. Like, how has it just been alive all this time?
It's one of like 10 songs that has been #1 for this long.
It's so weird.
Despacito is one of those songs
Of
on that
course
list.
it is.
'Cause Despacito was #1 for literally like 4 months.
That's because it's Despacito, bro. It's pretty epic.
It's still the Despacito means epic in Spanish. Remember in Spanish 3 when we learned the word Despacito, and she's like, "Yeah, I think we all know what this means," and me and Oscar were like, "Epic."
Epic. Doesn't it actually mean, like, slowly?
Yeah, it means slowly.
Wow.
It means a little slow, because Cito means
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot that.
or Ito.
Bro, I forgot all of the conjugations on the final.
I feel like with Spanish, and I've said this a lot before, but if you were paying like enough attention in Spanish 1, which I wasn't, but say you were, you could really coast by on the Spanish 2 and 3 finals. You would not get a good grade. It would not be, but you could pass based on only Spanish 1 knowledge. Because if it was like, oh, describe like what you're packing for a trip, and you can't think of like any of the names for like articles of clothing.
You could pretty much just write anything down, couldn't you? Like
Yeah.
cheese. I'm packing cheese for this travel.
But they'd probably like
They're probably
give you a
like,
bad grade for that because it's
What are you
not
doing?
realistic.
Yeah. Are you telling me you don't pack cheese for travel?
I'm lactose intolerant, bro.
You still don't pack cheese?
I used to, but then
Yeah, yeah.
my tumby, my tumby rumby,
My tumby rumbly.
my stummy hurt.
My sister says that. I don't know where she learned that word, stummy.
It's like apparently it's from some like rap song from like 2011 where it's like my stummy hurt, my stummy hurt. Like I'm not even kidding.
It's so weird.
You know what I've been thinking about doing?
What's that?
Well, okay, so we're gonna get another extension cord, right?
Okay.
Basically like an aux cord that would plug it into my computer. Maybe we'd just plug into that
Yeah.
or somehow. Like just plug my phone into that, and then like if we were referencing something and like we could just pull it up.
Bro, we're gonna have our own Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie, pull that shit up. No, but it would just be like my phone, like plugged into there or something, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm like, oh, you know that like video, and you're like, no, I don't know what it is, so I could pull it up, and they wouldn't be able to see it,
But they'd be able to hear it.
but it would be theoretically the whole time recording whatever's coming through on my phone, so
Yeah,
that way when I
yeah.
pull it up, they'd be able to hear what was going on. And then again, I don't really think we could plug anything into that
No,
anymore
because of the bandwidth thing?
because we had trouble with having the. So we'd have to get another one from there. We'd have to get another USB splitter.
Do you have... Oh, yeah. Yeah, just USB splitter.
Yeah, we don't need another extension cord.
I was gonna say, do you have another USB port on the computer?
No. Well, there's some in the back, but they're all occupied. I guess I could just like unplug my keyboard. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna do the tour this time because remember in the second episode we said we were gonna go through and put at the end like a video of us going through, and we didn't. This time we're gonna hold me to that. When we're done recording this, we're gonna go through and we're gonna show off the mess that this podcast is.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. I had no clue what you meant when you said tour. I
Yeah.
was so confused.
Like how this whole thing is set up, because we're really running on.
It's really... It's weird. It's...
Oh my
It could
god.
be ended if somebody steps on a cord.
My mic was muted that whole time.
No.
Yeah, I'm lying.
Yeah, okay. I sure was hoping so. That would have been terrible.
I would have just uploaded it anyway. The Simon edition of the podcast where it's just him
Simon
talking.
talks to nothing.
Can you imagine? I'm like, oh, it's an emergency. Just talk for like 5 seconds. I just ran upstairs. Just left you to. All right, entertain them. Just go.
Corey's birthday party.
Oh, we gotta talk about Corey's birthday party.
I was thinking of some way to pull it up, but you gave me the prime opportunity right
Yeah.
there. Thanks for that.
Oh my god, Corey Sowers' birthday backyard barbecue birthday bash.
Free T-shirts for all.
We should have worn the t-shirts.
Not the
for
right
this.
size for anybody though.
I got the right size.
You know Jared?
Yeah.
He got offered a small.
Jared Yukosa is anything but small.
Yeah.
I got my large.
You
Well,
know.
Ken asked me what size I wanted.
He didn't ask me. He just handed me one.
What did he give you? A medium?
I think so.
You're a medium guy, right?
Yeah, it's about
You're
right.
you're a medium-sized man.
Medium-sized lad.
Oh my god, like literally like 60% of my shirts are a medium, which is a problem because if I'm in a medium and I go like this, you can see my whole belly. This is a large
It's called a belly shirt, man.
belly shirt.
Belly shirt. Some people wear those. It's fashion.
You know what? You know what's in? You know what's out?
What's that?
Graphic t-shirts. You know what's in? Solid color t-shirts.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
What are you wearing right now?
Isn't this the scar shirt? I'm not gonna look down. I'm just gonna take.
You know, it's just a solid red
It's
shirt.
just a... I thought it was the scar shirt. I put it on thinking it was the scar shirt.
Isn't that what you wore on the first episode?
Yeah, that is what I wore. Didn't you wear the one that was like the gradient?
No, it was no, that's a new shirt. I did not have
That's
that
a new one?
It's fairly new. I didn't have it when we recorded the first episode. No, I wore the black shirt with the alien on it.
Oh yeah.
I think I wore that for the second episode too.
Bro, when are we getting podcast merch?
When do we get? Oh my! Well, we were gonna set up a Patreon, but neither of us are 18. We have to wait.
Don't you just need a credit card?
No, you need to like show ID to prove that.
Oh,
you're 18.
okay.
So I was like, "Hey, Mom, can you help us set up our Patreon? we need to be 18."
We get money.
Yeah, if anyone would ever actually sign up, which
No.
I wouldn't expect them to ever.
That wouldn't happen, but
No.
it would be funny to do.
Just to have it.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, we could sell merch. Go customink.com. I've made a few things on
You've made a few
Customink.
good shirts.
The Simon holding a popcorn bucket. We gotta talk about the Church of Simon holding a
The
popcorn
Church
bucket.
of Simon holding a popcorn bucket.
Let's talk about the party first. We kind
Oh
of
yeah, we
skipped over that.
completely skipped over that.
Okay, so at this party, so Corey, there was live music and then there was also a DJ,
Yep.
which was weird. They were like trading back and forth, like who was playing music
For little breaks, and then at
Yeah.
one point the DJ's dad took over the DJ station.
Yeah, that was
DJ
weird.
Cool Breeze.
Yep. And the DJ wasn't paid because
No, he was doing this as a favor because he went camping with Corey.
yep. But during one section of the live band, we got Corey to play the drums for the band because Corey's a drummer. He's a very good drummer.
Very good drummer.
And his dad, we were all wearing the exact same T-shirt, right, that were handed out to us. And there was a drone flying around. He said, "Okay, dance to the music. We're gonna compile this into a music video, right?" And we were all doing the swag, you know.
Me, Matt, Ben, just swagging around.
Yeah, Oscar was doing it. Zach was doing it. Everyone was swagging. I was doing the swab.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's a good move. Brand new.
Yeah.
At one point, I got so tired of doing the swag, I almost collapsed.
I was exhausted, but I couldn't stop. I was literally like sweating. My back hurt, my legs hurt, but I couldn't. I had to keep swagging.
Swag is a painful dance, bro.
It's really tiring
It's a
because
lot
your
of
whole
motion.
body is moving.
It's an entire groove.
It's a full body workout doing the swag.
Do the swag 30 minutes a day, you'll be fit in no time.
It's like, oh man, how'd you get that 6-pack, bro? It's like, well, let me show you.
Very impressive swag.
Very simple. I'm sorry I kicked your knee. I really got you.
It's alright. Anything for the swag.
Is that the first time one of us has gotten out of the chair during the podcast?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
felt weird. That felt sacrilegious.
It looked it too, because we've been sitting down the entire time, 4 episodes, 4 hours worth of content.
Yep.
And then you just stand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we stand.
I didn't know we had legs.
Our legs are in frame, Simon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What was that other thing we were going to talk about? And then we went back to the party. Oh, the Church of Simon Holding a Popcorn.
Yeah.
So this was literally yesterday. Well, 2 days ago, I made a Discord server called the Church of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket. And I didn't do anything with it except I made the role Prophet and God himself. And I invited Simon and gave him the role God himself. Because obviously he is he is the person of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket. Which we
But then
later
we separated me from the image, which is the
Yes.
correct thing.
So we're like, you know what would be funny? Let's just start inviting people. In what, like 5 hours, 40 people
Yep.
joined a made-up church.
Yep.
And the mission statement of the Church of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket. By the way, we're gonna have a Discord invite down for the church in the description.
Feel free to join.
You know what? I'm actually gonna do a little editing. This is Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket. I'm gesturing to it. If I didn't edit it in, I'm gonna look like a goddamn moron. But is this not the funniest picture you've ever seen? He says as he does it the wrong way around.
What do you mean the wrong way around?
You're holding up the wrong hand.
2 buckets.
2 buckets. Yeah, I hope I remember to edit that in.
Bro, watch you 9, you're just like,
Look like a clown.
look, there he is.
There's Simon holding a popcorn bucket. But yeah, the whole idea of the Church of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket was to look past differences, you know, political affiliation, race, gender, and just be unified over laughing about this one image of Simon holding a
Unified
popcorn bucket.
under one banner.
Now, it was like, okay, well, this is fun. There's a lot of people joining, but it's, you know, whatever. It's just, they're just because they're here doesn't mean they're doing anything. And then a man named Andrew Brown started spitting fire.
He's just a priest.
He was
literally a priest.
He was born to be a priest of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket, of the Church of Simon Holding a Popcorn. You know, let me pull up some of his quotes.
Yeah, pull up some of those messages, because he spit some straight fire. Some of those things he said,
Right?
they were next level.
We literally started documenting them. That's how good we are.
Yeah,
so,
there's a chat called religious
Religious-
Text, which
yeah.
is just everything he said so far.
so the first thing that blew our minds was we truly are just popcorn in the bucket, which was impressive to us then, but we didn't even, like, we couldn't even imagine what would come next.
We didn't know that he could get better.
So he said, discarded like a not fully popped kernel ejected from the great mouth of Simon. And then all kernels take different times to pop into popcorn, but eventually all will.
This is talking about people coming into the religion.
So we started referring to people in the religion as popcorn from within the bucket of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket. And then we have popcorn kernels come in all different shapes and sizes, but in the eyes of Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket, they are all edible.
United under one banner, everybody, despite the differences.
This is amazing. Many more kernels are seeing enlightenment, or popping, as us in the Simon Holding a Popcorn Bucket faith like to call it.
That was such a good line by him, bro. He just says things that are so unexpected, but they're just all so good.
There was a pretty good one from Jason, too. He's the only other person that I've quoted in the religious text besides
Yeah, he's
Steelers.
got one line in there. Nobody else says anything in there.
Yeah. Sometimes, well, I don't want to quote myself. It seems
Yeah, that's fair.
Sometimes when I lay in bed at night, surrounded by the darkness of the earth, I feel as though I'm a buttery popcorn kernel in the soft, gentle hands of Simon. But I think it's really bringing people together because it's silly. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's not a silly concept worshiping a picture from 2015. But I mean, it's really like everyone's getting along.
Except
We-
for
Except
Vance.
for, yeah, we had this like 11-year-old on the server that was just being mean to everyone. So basically, anyone who's a bad person, like a mean person,
they
because we have
just
one,
instantly become a heretic.
we have one commandment, right? We have 39 books, because
Just
that's how
like
many.
the
That's how
Old
many are in the
Testament.
Old Testament. But we have. Here, I'll read you some of the stuff we wrote up. This is a very lax episode. Like I never go on my phone during these episodes.
Yeah, never. Like,
So-
it's so weird. So many things have happened this episode that have never happened.
We're breaking the meta. So this is a little something we wrote up to explain the religion. We said, "Oh, hang on." Excuse me, my lord. On December 17th, 2015, the world's greatest picture was taken. Simon holding a popcorn bucket, a gift to the people of Earth. A cult soon developed around this picture, with memes and other propaganda being created. threw open my mouth. This cult would develop into the Church of Simon holding a popcorn bucket. The mission of this church is to unify all peoples under one banner. Simon holding a popcorn bucket does not discriminate between race, gender, or political ideology. Simon holding a popcorn bucket accepts everyone into its heart. So we ask you to join us, look past our differences, and instead embrace what makes us alike, our love for the greatest image ever brought into existence. And then we have the 39 books of Simon holding a popcorn bucket. I'm not going to read them all because
It's just a bunch of movie theaters.
It's a lot of the same, but it's movie theaters from Newburgh, Glens Falls, near Medina, Ohio, a couple in Louisiana, some in Japan, India, China.
India, you know.
And then we have the one commandment. Love your fellow man as a brother, for we are all stuck in this bucket together. So if you break the one commandment, if you're a dick, you're labeled as a heretic. And there is a channel in the server.
That only heretics can talk in.
It's called Hell.
They can't talk in any other channel except for Hell.
And if you're not a heretic, you can't talk in Hell either. So we literally just put all the heretics in the naughty zone.
We isolate them so that everybody else can laugh at them.
Well, technically the priests can also talk in Hell, but we don't.
Why would we?
Why would we?
We're not heretics.
Yep. Yeah, this 11-year-old was just being really mean to everyone. Saying
he was going off on
lots of bad words. We're not trying to get demonetized, so I won't. I won't say what he was saying.
We're not trying to get our Patreon removed.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep the ads, guys. It's adpocalypse season.
The ad, I know. Well, actually, YouTube has changed the way their copyright system works. Now, if you make a claim, you have to go in and put exactly the timestamp of what is being used.
Okay.
And like what belongs to you and is being used unfairly, and you have to say like who owns it.
Okay.
So you can't just like claim a whole video.
Yeah, that seems a lot fairer.
Because like you know Minecraft YouTuber Mumbo Jumbo.
Yeah. You
know that little intro like the do 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 do. Yeah. So anyway, he. Whoa, words. So he got permission from the guy who made that song to use it as his intro, right?
Yeah.
He's credited in the description of all his videos. He got permission from that guy. But the guy who made the music used a sample from someone else. Now, using the sample was allowed for that guy to do because he didn't monetize the song.
Yeah.
But since Mumbo Jumbo was monetizing all his Minecraft videos, the guy who he had that sample claimed every single one of his videos because that intro is in every single one.
That's terrible.
Just cut off this dude's entire income.
Jesus.
So if you watch his videos from the past like month and a half, there's no music. Like the intro has changed, and he's trying to get it worked out because it's his livelihood. These videos generating revenue.
Yeah, his Minecraft videos.
They're good videos.
They
man.
are. He's
good.
Smart as hell.
Mm-hmm. Is it just me, or is it really hot in this basement right now? I'm sweating.
I'm not sweating, which is very strange for me.
Yeah, you are a sweaty, sweaty boy.
Sweaty boy.
Anyone who's ever shaken Simon's hand at any time, even if it's like the middle of the winter.
They're so dry.
Oh my god. This dude normally has the clammiest hands. Like, it always feels like he just washed his hands. Except now. They're completely dry, which I can't explain.
There's some moments that it doesn't happen. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure whenever I'm sweating somewhere else, the hands don't sweat as much.
Right.
You know?
You gotta distribute it.
Yeah, exactly. Evenly distribute everything.
Okay, Kami.
But it's just so weird. I don't understand why it happens. I'd like to understand. I'd like to not have the sweatiest hands on earth.
Oh, it's 4:20 right now.
Whoa!
I'm just checking the timer. I don't know if they heard that, but it was 4:20.
Guys, it was 4:20. That's the weed number.
So camp was really fun this year.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
I went to camp, got some merit badges, ate some food.
What badges did you get?
I got the movie making merit badge.
Okay.
The orienteering merit badge.
What's that for?
Orienteering. It's like finding your way through the woods.
Oh, okay.
And bird study.
Bird study.
Bird study.
Drone study.
Yep. I was collecting information on the enemy, the government spy drones. Bird study was actually the hardest one because I had to identify 20 birds that I found in the wild.
So now you're a bird expert?
No, I totally made it up. I just pretended I found them and I wrote them down. I had a field guide with me, and I'd be like, that's native to here? Okay, I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. And actually, the merit badge counselor was like, whoa, you saw one of these things? I've never seen one of those. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think. I might have misidentified it, but I'm pretty sure. Like, I had, like, cover my ass. But
Bro, that's pretty... For the orienting one, right? Did they just
Orienteering.
throw you somewhere in the woods?
no, it was actually mostly just talking, like, testing. Like, do you know, like, if you were. It was me, these two little kids, and the counselor, Joe, who's a really cool dude, actually.
Yeah.
He's in, like, an anti-Nazi punk band, and he like beats the shit out of Nazis on the regular.
Damn. Where
Is
does he
that-
find them?
Well, there's a lot of Nazis in the punk scene. Actually,
Is there really?
Yeah, and like actually even ska punk specifically. There's a whole like there was like in I think sometime in the 2000s there was like this whole movement called like Nazi punks fuck off. Because there's like a whole like Nazi invasion of the punk scene.
That's so weird. Why don't they just come up with their own version of music?
Well, not
Go
even
to
like
your own music,
punk
bros.
music, but just like punk culture, like counterculture shit. Which is weird because Nazis want nothing but to maintain the status quo. So I don't really know what they're doing there.
You know, sometimes people just do what they do.
Remember when I said we weren't going to talk about politics on this podcast? I don't know. I feel like everyone hates Nazis though, so I don't really think we're.
What's wrong with dissing Nazis, man?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there
there's
one
good
Nazi
people-
Viewer just
Yeah.
like, that's it.
I'm not watching anymore. They insulted the Nazis.
And there goes 1/5 of our viewers.
Yep, 20% of Somewhat Minty podcast viewers are Nazis. That's a true fact.
True fact.
It's because 20% of people are Nazis.
That's like a very large amount of people.
That is over 1 billion people.
What?
Yeah, 20% of all people.
Isn't there 7 billion?
Yes,
20% of 7 billion is 1 billion?
it's over 1 billion.
Wait, no, that does make sense.
Because 1/7
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be.
I'm just retarded.
It's like almost 8 billion now, I think, actually. It's like 7.8 million.
Growing steadily. Not fast
The
enough.
population has doubled since like 1970. Is that not insane?
Since 1970?
Yeah. 40,000 years of humans being around, and in like 50 years we doubled the population.
Jesus Christ.
So we got 3.5 billion people in 40,000 years, and then we did it again in 50 years.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's very, very wild.
Now that might, I don't remember if that's the exact statement, but it's something like that.
Even if it's less or like a little bit more, it'll still be extremely wild.
Mm-hmm. It's like how we've done more damage to the environment in the past 100 years than we have in all the time before that combined. Raph would always tell us that in 8th grade.
Whatever happened to Raph? Didn't he get like
He
kicked
got-
out of Mom, bro?
He got fired because he like choke slammed a kid into a locker and like dislocated a plate in his neck, and then that kid was like fucking relentlessly bullied for getting Raph fired.
Bro, that's crazy to think about. Like, imagine just walking down the hall and you see this large, balding. Was he balding? No, right?
He was kind of balding.
Yeah, sort of balding, gray-haired
He was
man.
very thin-haired, that's for sure.
Pick up some kid by his throat and just slam him into a locker. What did he do it over?
I think he like killed a bug or something. He did something like that.
Jesus Christ.
But he was just like roughing around. That was just what Raph did. You didn't have Raph. You were in biology in 8th grade. But
Yeah, I didn't know that he just did that.
yeah, like him, Rudy, and Freddie Callow in my science class in 8th grade, they would always just like wrestle around just fuck around in class.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Raph was cool.
He sounds like he was cool.
He was gonna retire in 2 years anyway. This would have been his last year, normally. No, last year would have been his last year.
And isn't it the year that he got kicked out?
He got kicked out 2 years ago. He got kicked out when
okay.
we were in 9th grade.
I thought this was a recent thing.
No. It was when we were in 9th grade.
Huh.
I mean, that's recent in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
The Earth, the universe has been around for billions of years.
Bro, a human being born and dying is recent, and
Yeah.
it's so. Bro, time is so weird.
You know, we're so insignificant, and humans aren't even going to be around by like 2050 because we're all going to die because we melted the polar ice caps.
We wouldn't even be around for like 1% of the entire history of the universe, which is just so weird. That's
Yeah.
so wild. We all think that
We
we're
wouldn't even be around for 1% of the entire history of the Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but humans are all like, oh, we're like the smartest things. Let's just go do what we do.
I'll blow your mind, right?
All right, I'm
So
ready.
if the time that the Earth has existed was represented in 24 hours,
Okay.
humans have only been around for 4 seconds.
Yeah, that is mind blowing.
Because the Earth is what, 4.6 billion years old?
I'd say about
4.3, 4.
it's
Something like that.
4.6 something.
Yeah. And humans have been around for like 40,000 years. By the way, I'm pulling the 40,000 years metric from Spider-Man, the original movie, because William Dafoe's character, the Green Goblin, when he's drinking the goblin juice, he's like 40,000 years of human evolution, and we barely scratched the surface. So that's where I'm pulling that number from. But
Bro, why doesn't everybody just memorize scientific things, like scientific numbers and terms from movies, from Spider-Man movies?
from Spider-Man movies, yeah.
When is the Spider-Man movie coming out where they just go page by page of the dictionary?
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Isn't that also from Spider-Man?
Yep. It's the same character, too.
Yeah. I don't remember the first, second, or third movie.
I watch them frequently. I have them downloaded on my computer.
You
so-
just watch them once a week.
Yeah. I would watch Spider-Man 3 like every day when it was on Netflix.
I don't understand how people watch movies over and over again.
Because they're good. I don't like that many movies, but
No,
I
like-
really like the original trilogy.
Even with, like, say, the Star Wars movies, I don't watch them, like, over and over again. I've watched, like, each once or twice.
I've never seen a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I know, that's mind-blowing to me.
It's not even that, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to watch Star Wars
Star Wars?
because it's too
Yeah.
mainstream. I'm cool. I don't watch Star Wars. I'm just like, I just don't like. It's not even like I don't want to. Somebody's like, hey, we're going to go watch, like, The Phantom Menace. You want to be like, okay. I just haven't done it. Like, I've just basically not gotten around to it. How many movies are there now? Are there 9 or
8
there
or
8?
9 in the main thing. And then they have, like, all of this little ones.
I actually
like
watched.
Solo.
I watched like 6 episodes of like an animated Star Wars series. I think it was the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. Was it like the drawing one that they just came out with?
No, it was when I was like a kid.
Oh, yeah, like the clay model ones? Yeah, that was a good series. That
I
was a good
watched like
series.
6 episodes of that. That's the most I've ever seen of Star Wars.
Bro, they did Anakin and Obi, they look pretty damn good in that.
Yeah.
Bro, have you ever played any of the Lego Star Wars games, though? That's where the real lore is.
I actually did. I did play the Lego Star Wars games. I've never seen a movie. I watched 6
All of
episodes
them?
of the Clone Wars. I played at least one of them. I don't remember exactly how many I played.
Okay, I think I've played all of them. And, bro, my favorite so far, the Clone Wars one,
Mhm.
it had some really fun, like, co-op modes,
Mhm.
where, like, there was one where you had to build armies.
Is that the one where at the end of the game you fight each other?
No, that's one of the... I don't know which Star Wars movie has which in it. I just know the entire timeline. I also don't know which number correlates to which title.
Is it
It's
are you talking about when it's like duh, it's over, Anakin?
yeah, that's not Clone Wars. That's
Yeah.
way earlier on.
That's one of the prequels.
Yeah, that's one of the prequels. I think it's actually the third one. That would make sense.
The Phantom Menace. That's the only one I know.
Probably. Yeah, but you had to build armies and stuff and send them at each other and
Okay.
destroy each other's like big base.
That sounds like that's like a Minecraft minigame right there.
Bro, it's like a RTS game. Like StarCraft.
Oh yeah, I've
It
never
was
played
just
StarCraft, but
Lego
I know what you're talking
StarCraft,
about.
Bro.
Lego StarCraft.
StarCraft.
That's what I was saying. It's a Minecraft minigame in Lego Star Wars, Lego StarCraft.
Whoa. Wait, does Minecraft have that minigame?
It sounds like they could, you know?
It doesn't sound too difficult to do.
Yeah. Like flying machines.
Yeah. Mumbo Jumbo? Flying machines?
Yeah.
Bro, he's genius. Have you seen some of the stuff he made?
Have you seen Il Mango?
No. What's that?
It's another. I'm sorry. I'm really not doing this on purpose. I actually let out a fart right after that one. I don't know if anyone heard that. It was like at the same time. I'm
I
a little
didn't hear it,
impressed. I
so.
think my body just took a screenshot. um. Oh my god.
No.
Anyway, Il Mango is another Minecraft YouTuber, and he is crazy. His server, Psycraft,
Yeah.
has a witch farm that is made out of like 26 different witch huts across the world, and they all feed into a central storage system.
Why would you need that?
Well, it's on a server.
Yeah, but still, why would you need a witch farm?
Well, they're obsessed. Well, you can get redstone from them. You can get glowstone from them.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get gunpowder from them. You can get spider eyes, string, sticks,
Potions.
and glass bottles.
You can also just get straight up potions.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
You didn't?
No. I have actually gotten a potion from a witch, so I don't know why I didn't think of that. But, well, they're all, like, so upset on Psycraft, the server, they're so obsessed with automating everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, literally everything.
Bro, speaking of automation on Minecraft servers,
Yeah.
I saw this one massive farm for shulkers, right? So
Yeah.
that you could get shulker boxes for the server. And, like, they have it, like, spanning the entire end. They got every single shulker going into it. It's like they got a minecart system going from the end to the nether back to the everywhere, right?
Yeah.
They have a storage system at one point in case something goes wrong with the machine, so that they don't
Right.
just sit there and pile up. It's just so wild. It's so wild to think about that people can build such big machines inside of Minecraft,
Mm-hmm.
which is seen as like a little kid's game, you know? You slap your son on there and he's like, oh yeah,
Computer Legos.
exactly. But then people build these massive machines.
Yeah.
It's just,
Redstone engineering is so impressive because it's such a limited, like lever and button and, like, pushy blocks. It's like, it's so simple, the tools. The things that people make out of that is genuinely impressive. Like, people have built computers in Minecraft.
I saw somebody build a calculator in Minecraft.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
With a working display.
Yeah, yeah. Bro,
Oh my
did
God.
you see all the redstone behind that thing?
No, I didn't.
There was so much, and there were so many command blocks and so
Oh, command blocks?
it was command blocks, redstone, repeaters, everything.
I don't know. I feel like command blocks. Maybe, I don't know. Like, early stuff with command blocks is more impressive, but now there's a set block command, which I feel like you could just put, like, redstone blocks behind, like a redstone lamp, and it makes displays super easy or whatever else. Don't get me wrong, it's still impressive, but I think it's really impressive when it's literally just redstone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like piston circuits. Like, they're literally writing binary code out of fucking Minecraft pistons. Like people building working keyboards, like where you put your character on like a giant keyboard, and it sends a signal in binary code through Minecraft up to a literal computer that they built in Minecraft, and then it displays that letter on a thing.
That's wild. Did you see that one video I sent you?
Which one? You send me a lot of videos.
Yeah, I do, because I find so many cool ones.
Yeah.
It's a professional bassist, right? And he decided, you know what?
Oh yeah,
We played Minecraft with the bass. Now we're gonna play bass with Minecraft. So he made a bass in Minecraft, and he did his own little song inside of it.
I actually didn't see that one, but I did see him playing Minecraft with a bass,
Yeah, yeah.
where like every note or chord or whatever did a certain thing. That was
It was a
interesting to
really
watch.
funny video.
Yeah.
Too. I love that guy, Davey504.
Mm-hmm.
He makes some really good content.
Did I ever send you the Onion video? Is the government spying on schizophrenics enough?
Probably. You send me a lot of Onion videos.
Dude, they're so funny. I
They
think that's my
are so
favorite
good.
one.
Sometimes I'll just sit there for like 30 minutes just watching video
know.
after video.
I love the one that's like, man wants to kill President Obama, but not because he's black or anything.
Bro, do you know what's a really good one? The one where the kid, like, killed the murderer, the thief that came in his house.
Oh yeah. He's like, I tasted the blood.
I want blood. I want somebody to do it again so I can get them with the power drill.
That one's really good. But I think my favorite one ever is the government spying on schizophrenics enough?
What do they say in that one?
Well, because the joke is, like, you know, schizophrenics are, like, very paranoid. They think they're being spied on, so it's, like, implying that that actually is happening, and they're targeting specifically schizophrenics. There was one, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but, like, there's, like, a missing case
Yeah.
for, like, a girl, and a bunch of teenage girls go on the air to, like, tell, like,
I think
about
I know
her,
which one you're
and they
talking
just
about.
talk shit about, like, other
Yeah,
girls
yeah,
at their
yeah.
school.
Bro, there's the one where the guy talks about how to be like a good aggressive driver, like instead of like cutting.
Oh yeah,
people
yeah.
off,
It was
you find where they live
how
and
to
kill 'em.
how to turn road rage into cold, calculated road
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
revenge, and the whole time he's like, "Oh yeah." So instead of honking at him, I followed him home and took a shit on his doorstep. But and he's like, "So how do you even get into a position like this, Doug?" And he's like, "Well, here's the thing. You know, sometimes you, well, at the beginning of the video." It's like, oh, and these muffins are so good. It's like, anyway, now we got this this guy here is gonna tell us. Bruh, my phone's ringing and there's a phone down here. They can totally hear that. I hope somebody upstairs answers
Hey,
that.
audience, can you pick up the phone?
You pick up the phone skips. We know your phone skip.
Are we just gonna sit here and let it ring?
I was really hoping somebody upstairs would answer it, but it doesn't look like they're doing that. I mean, can you imagine they can't even hear it and we just sound like idiots? Well, they can hear the fire. I think that's the fire alarm.
Squeak.
I think that's what that is.
There's no way they don't hear that.
No, yeah, they probably do. Anyway, so at the beginning they're eating muffins. I'm like, yeah, these muffins are very good. Anyway, we're gonna bring out this guy who's gonna teach us how to turn road rage into cold, calculated road revenge. And he says all that stuff that I was like saying before. And he's like, so do you have any examples of things specifically you have done? He's like, well, one time I was cut off by somebody in traffic, and you know, instead of, you know, flipping him off or honking my horn or brake checking him or something, I started building up a reputation as somebody who's a road expert, right? And then I eventually, you know, baked some muffins and poisoned them, and then came onto this show. How were those muffins, Charlie? And he was like, and then the female host is like, well, that's great. Today we're gonna learn why kicking puppies is actually a good thing. I love that's honestly sometimes the like we're gonna cut to like, those headlines are even funnier than the video you were watching.
They really are, bro. When was the last Onion video made? I feel like they haven't made one in a while now.
They make one like every week, bro.
They do?
Every month, but still.
Who makes them?
They have a whole team of people who work at the Onion. But
Isn't the Onion like a deep website?
no, you're thinking of Tor.
Yeah.
And there's links that are like .onion
Yeah.
that you can only get on through the Tor browser.
Tor, yeah.
But no, the Onion is just a. Here's the thing, Clickhole, right?
Oh boy.
I think Clickhole is consistently funnier than the Onion, but the funniest Onion articles are funnier than the funniest Clickhole articles.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Like one of the,
I
like
have to agree.
a Clickhole article that I really like is top 5 times the fox, or top 5 times the animatronic fox from It's a Small World told me he was not It's a Small World, from Splash Mountain told me he was gonna marry my dad. Like that is so good. And then there's the Clickhole video that's like, it's like heartwarming. Watch this woman tell her husband she's pregnant while Conan O'Brien pours good milk down the sink.
Video. I love that video.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
this is good milk.
This is fresh. This is some great milk.
And then he goes out and he gets in a couple more bottles.
Oh my God.
Such a good video.
Beep. I like how when we recorded the second episode, we're like, can they hear that? And then we just looked at each other and we're like, nah, it's only a very loud beeping noise. It's not like they can hear that.
It's impossible that they can hear that. They can't hear me most of the time.
God. Okay, so every time we record, we have to adjust his microphone. It's never good enough for it to just be the setting from last time. It always has to be
It
changed.
never works. We have to change it every single time.
Like last episode 3, the gain on his microphone was set to 7. We did a test run while it was set to 7. You couldn't hear a word he was saying. We had to switch it to 12. Like, and now I bet when we go to test it for episode 5, you're gonna be like booming loud and there's gonna be a massive echo.
Yeah, so we're going to have to drop it down to like 6.
Yeah.
Because 7 will still be too loud.
Yeah.
Because this mic is so inconsistent.
That is a bad mic. But
I like it, bro.
it was $50.
Bro. Just like every person has their flaws, every mic has their flaws, okay?
That one has a lot of flaws.
It's fine. Sometimes.
Although it does have XLR support, which is cool.
Oh damn.
It came with an XLR cable, actually. Oh,
XLR support. That's pretty neat.
well, the timer ran out.
All right. We gonna hit him with the closer?
I think we're gonna hit him with the closer. All right, so this has been the somewhat minty podcast. This was fun. We broke a lot of barriers today.
Standing up.
Standing up,
One of us stood.
taking out a phone.
I'm never going to stand.
Yeah, I was the only one that broke any barriers. Anyway, I have been Matthew Garrison.
I am Simon Moore.
Stay fresh. This is our little setup here. You're currently at the point of view of Simon. This is what he sees when we're recording the podcast. So let's show you this stupid setup. You can talk if you want to.
Oh, sick. I thought I was just the silent cameraman.
So we have we're in our we're in my basement. You know, this is not a professional recording studio by any means.
Not at all.
We literally, look, this tripod is not even tall enough.
So we had to throw it on a chair.
We put it on this chair, and we have these two extension cords, right? One goes directly into the video camera on that tripod, and another one splits off into two. We have this splitter thing. They're unplugged right now because I unplugged them upstairs. But
yeah.
Normally there would be lights on this, and that splits into my microphone, and that's into his. And then this is the really stupid part of the setup over here. So this extension cord goes all the way. These are like 50 feet. Now normally this door would be closed, but we're not recording right now, so it doesn't matter. But since it had to be closed, we run it through this cat door.
It is
right here.
pitch black on the thing.
That's
All right, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, so we run it through that cat door right there. And normally, I'd just be closed like that. We run it down this hallway into my bedroom. I got Sony Vegas open right now. We gotta edit this, but and then they come up and plug into my computer here, where it's being recorded on OBS.
And that's the setup.
That's the setup. It's stupid, but it works.
It works.
All right.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Goodbye. Move it closer so you can see better.